What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on this recent situation with Gilbert Arenas and his podcast, right? And I'm gonna give my take, and I want to point out why, in my opinion, this was a poor business decision for Gilbert Arenas to give 50% of his podcast to what do they call Barstool, and why if you ever have an opportunity to do business with somebody with big business, like why build up your business and basically give 50% of it away. And I'm gonna play the audio with Gilbert Arenas speaking to another podcaster and trying to explain to him the current situation. And also, I'm gonna tell you how you can avoid like making these mistakes that Gilbert Arenas made. Not only Gilbert Arenas is not the only person who make these mistakes, right? You see this a lot of time with in businesses, like where people do, like for instance, say like in entertainment, rap or something like that. Like you'll nowadays these big companies want you to build your own your own following, build your own social media presence, and then they come in and they say they can take you to the next level, and then they give you a crazy sorry deal, whereas though you're not really making no money, but then they have creative control and they get you used to a certain lifestyle, and then they can just turn the faucet off. And a lot of times these artists come to regret these deals that they sign with these big companies, right? And so Gilbert Arenas is just this is like the new record company. Like everybody's, you'll build your podcast and these big sponsors will come in and say, well, we can help take you to the next level. So people really they gotta be careful with dealing with these big companies, man, because this is what happens. And so I'm gonna play the audio from Gil. He's doing this interview with this guy Low, and I'm probably gonna stop it throughout the audio, to add my input. But here we go with Gil trying to explain his situation.
Channel formerly known as Gil's Arena.
Can y'all talk about that though?
Can we talk about what?
How like the new season?
I mean,
you probably know as much as.
I was gonna ask how often y'all gonna do it.
2 times a week. 2 times a week, brother.
Oh
Woo!
man.
Hey, we a podcast.
We already show, yeah. We already show.
I just wanted to see how often y'all was gonna do it, because I see other things going on. So I was just asking.
Well, according to reports, I know you're trying to be messy and instigate, but according to reports,
I'm not. I'm asking a question.
Hey,
This is
messy.
This is a very low. No, this is a very serious question. That's
be messy, please. We need it.
I'm just asking.
All right, so you hear right off the top, you hear Gil saying be messy, right? Because Gilbert understands, or he thinks that like when you like controversy, that gets you clicks and views, and that's the way that Gil. If you listen to some of his commentary, like even on his podcast, he wants to say stuff like that is outrageous and get people attention and stuff like that. And so that's basically his business. That's his business strategy as far as his podcast is concerned. Just like be outrageous, say something that is going to get people attention.
How often y'all gonna do the show on a week to week basis? How often?
We've gotten 2 full days to do the show. We'll be on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Just 2?
That's the information we were given. 2 days.
Yeah, not 5.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Not like go from 4 to 5. We're gonna go from 4 to 2. Hey, Low. You see, like Low. Look, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now, you know what makes it even crazier, but it's cool with me because I got other jobs and I got other plans. You see them 3 trophies right there? 1, 2, 3. That's 2025. That's what we won and then we won.
I'm gonna stop it right here. Like trophies is cool, and I don't need. You know what? I don't. Trophies don't pay the bills. Trophies do not give you control of your. Anytime somebody can give you a trophy in exchange for, for like control over your business, that that's and he's pointing out trophies when he can't even. Somebody told him that he can only work 2 days a week instead of 4 or 5. So these trophies right here, that's just crazy.
2025.
Awards don't mean anything.
We won Telly Awards. We won some Telly Awards, and we won Webby Awards.
I know Webby. I don't know about no Telly.
Yeah, we won Telly and Webby's, and we got 2 days now.
Wait, why are y'all niggas acting like it's somebody else's arena? It's Gil's arena. So why y'all only doing it twice?
No, nigga, it's the arena. Soon as the cops put the motherfucking cuffs on my crip, the Gil was taking off. That shit went from Gil to duh.
Not even duh, Gil. THE, the correct, regular, grammatically correct spelling.
THE.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. Gil he had some type of legal situation. I'm not sure what it was, right? And then as soon as he got into this legal situation, Barstool, the people he's partnered up with, said it don't make the company look good. It's not a good look. So they cut him back, right? They used that as an excuse to cut him back. When they had the power, and they knew, even as soon as Gil signed that contract to do business with them, they knew they had all the leverage. So just imagine, like, if the shoe was on the other foot, if the owner of Barstool, I think his name, Dave Portnoy, something like that, if he get arrested for some petty crime or something and they put the cuffs on him, do you think that Gilbert Arenas would be able to, they 50-50 partners, do you think that Gilbert Arenas would be able to say, look, Dave, that's not a good look. I'm going to have to cut back on the amount of access that I give. They'd have laughed at him. They would have laughed at him, man. And Gilbert Arenas, man, sitting up here just looking crazy. Like I said, you sign these deals and you give somebody, not only, he gave 50% of the business away, and he told them to set up this studio for him. So they set up the studio, cameras and everything. And they are the financial backing behind his podcast. And once they, everybody knows that whoever backs you financially is really the one who is in control. What Gilbert should have done is he should have had them not as a business partner, like Barstool, not as a business partner, because Barstool basically owns his show because of the way they got it structured and set up. He should have had it so that they were just sponsors, like Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp got into some trouble, had some public, had some legal issues. ESPN got rid of Shannon Sharp, but nobody could take down, what was it? Club Shay Shay, and they couldn't take down Nightcat, right? So those are his. He's in charge of everything. Now, he may have lost sponsors behind that deal. He may have lost sponsors because of the legal issues that he had, but that's it. If Shannon Sharp, had he allowed one of his sponsors to partner with him, they would have been able to take the whole thing down like they're doing with Gil's Arenas. They even dropped his name from the show. It's now the Arena. Once they build, and they was looking for any excuse, in my opinion, they was looking for any excuse to get rid of Gil. So sooner or later, this was going to happen. Once they realized that they didn't need Gilbert, they got to the point where they didn't need Gilbert. They had built up the following and everything. Like, why pay Gilbert and all his co-hosts? This is just like building your own network, but you stepping on Gilbert Arenas, and he allowed Barstool to step on him so they could build it, and then he'll take it over. This happened with, remember that it was the show In Living Color, right? In Living Color, I think was only on for like 3 years or so, but like shortly after they reached their success, a dispute was had, and then they moved Keenan Wayans and the Wayans family. They moved them out, and they tried to continue the show without them. Who else this happened to? I mean, in the music industry, like you would sell your you'll build up your reputation or your following and everything. They'll make money off of you, and then as soon as they can make money off of you, they own your music, they own your masters and stuff like that. They move you out. They don't need, once the work is done, they don't need you. And so that's why it's very important when you're doing business, man, is to maintain your independence at all time. Like if somebody wants to be a sponsor, like I said, the kind of sponsorship that Shannon Sharpe had, whereas though they run commercials and ads and stuff like that on your platform, that's cool. And then so if Shannon Sharpe does something that disappoints the sponsors, okay, you can take away your ads, but you can't take away my whole platform and then put other people in there. You know, you got on the arena now, you got guys on there. It's just crazy. Then you know, somebody's going to tell Gilbert Arenas that you can only work 2 days a week. That's basically they own Gilbert Arenas. And so that decision Gilbert Arenas made to partner with Barstool, he regrets that. And he says that he has other deals, you know, other ways of making money. I wouldn't even want to do business with somebody like Gilbert Arenas who don't, because if you like Brandon Jennings, now, you know, like Brandon Jennings he was getting money on there, but if Gilbert Arenas mess up, then that's going to affect Brandon Jennings' money, Kenya Martin, or Rashad McCants, you know, all those guys who work on that show. It could affect their money, you know, and so this business deal was just, in my opinion, was a poor business deal. Let me listen to some more of how Gilbert tried to talk his way, or you know, make himself feel like it wasn't a bad deal.
Now, Durry, I could have rolled with him. All right, shit, I can't even.
All right,
I see a little bit.
All right, here we got this.
What is
Yeah,
that
they
thing on that,
holding
Brad?
up
I can't read my
awards.
eyes. My vision is blurry now. What
It's
is it say?
presented to Gil's Arena for passing 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, it does say.
Those subscribe, they holding up plaques and awards. Those subscribers belong, they don't matter. Those subscribers and everything is really going to benefit Barstool, because they say it's presented to Gil's Arenas, but they dropped Gil. Now it's just the arena. So y'all, you know, these guys don't get it. You holding up plaques and making public statements when Barstool is just going on with business. They just going on with business, the business of making money.
On that.
Yeah, we going crazy, but we only own 2 times.
Why you got the small one?
Huh?
Why you got the small one?
Is there
I don't know. They didn't give us the big. I don't know why the big ones didn't come out.
Why
They switched them,
you got
though.
these grown men worrying about plaques and why you got the small plaque and why you got the small award? Man, if you have any type of success on your own and then somebody want to come in and give you a plaque, you know, that's just nonsense. That's nonsense.
The big ones they don't do the big ones no more.
What?
Do that?
You got a big one behind you.
Yeah, that's from Nightcap. That was the year before.
Oh damn, that's tough.
Yeah, that was a Nightcap one, and then the following year they came with the small joints.
So I got a trivia question for you guys. It's a multi-part question. The chat, you can chime in as well. What was the most viewed?
All right, so yeah, man, I just think that when you're doing business, man, this is a great example. You take the Shannon Sharpe example or the Gilbert Arenas. You know, and Gilbert Arenas, what makes his situation even more egregious is Gilbert Arenas had the money to fund his own podcast, right? So he didn't need them to come in and build a studio in his house and all that stuff. He had the money to do that. He really could have had the sponsor them just be a sponsor and pay for airtime, ad time, and stuff like that. But he partnered up with them when there was no need to partner up with them, and he has no control over how often he can go, on his own podcast, nor do he has control of the name of his podcast. And that's crazy. And I like I like the way that Shannon Sharp did it. He lost sponsors, if you feel like you didn't want to do business with Shannon Sharp, that's cool. You didn't think that his public image was it was smeared, and that's cool. Take your sponsorship and you can go somewhere else, but you can't fire him off of his own podcast, and so Shannon Sharp is still, as a matter of fact, once Shannon Sharp left ESPN, now he focused more so on his own brand, and he's making good money on his own brand. Shannon Sharp, I think the deal that was on the table for Shannon Sharp, they say was upwards of around $100 million. And of course, he's not making $100 million, with his two podcasts that he have now. But even if I go from $100 million to $2 million a year, because both of those shows are very popular, and he's still getting the interviews, he's still getting the big name people. So if you make $2 million a year, I would rather have the two and be in control of my own situation than to make 100 and have somebody else be able to cancel you. ESPN canceled Shannon Sharp. They fired him. If he didn't own his two, if he didn't own those two podcasts that he had, he would have been sunk. He would have been dead in the water. And that's the boat that this guy right here, Gilbert Arenas, found himself in. He's sunk. Somebody else can sink you like that, man. This is a cautionary tale. Don't give nobody control over your what do they call it? Like your intellectual properties. You see it too often in the music business. These rap guys will sign these poor deals. They give you some upfront money, which they're gonna take back. And then once you make all of the you put the grind in and you making all these hits and all that other stuff, you don't have no control over anything. So yeah, man, just use those two examples when it comes to how to do business with these, because your popularity and your creativity is going to bring other people to the table. But don't sell your popularity or your creativity. If somebody wants to invest in you, be careful how you allow them to invest. Don't allow them to invest in a way where it's going to give them control over you. So yeah, that's all I got on it. This Gilbert Arenas situation just was in my opinion, Gilbert just made a poor decision that not only affect him poorly in an adverse way, but then Brandon Jennings, he holding up trophies and talking about how many subscribers and they have, and as a grown man, I'm not gonna be holding up no plaque talking about we got this or we got that. You don't have anything, if somebody else, just like I said, Dave Portnoy, Gilbert Arenas can't shut down, Barstool. So why should Barstool be able to shut down Gilbert Arenas? It just don't make no business sense. That's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, with that being said, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.